People, we're having a different program today, a really good one. My granddaughter Jessie is with me because Kenny's not here today, and Jessie's going to run it with me, as she used to many years ago. So if you hear me, let me hear that. And Jessie's going to read the captions and any comments you have.
Lee Winters says, "Hi Hetty, you're looking good."
The what?
Lee Winters says, "Hi Hetty, you're looking good."
Hi Lee. And Cheryl.
Do you want me to push you in?
Yes. Excellent. Tell me when I should begin. Okay. This is going to be a different program. I've been meditating a lot and came to the realization that now is the time to speak, because the world is undergoing a great change. First, I'll start with the positive change. There was a sports program that I watched where they were finding the world's strongest man. And I was expecting a boxing match. It wasn't. It was wonderful. They had pillars with bowls on them and huge pieces of stone. And the stone was polished so that the one would not be craggy and hard to hold, but they were smooth. And the trick was to prove how strong you were, to pick up those huge boulders, one by one, each person, and throw it into a receptacle. And I thought, this is different. We no longer need somebody to beat somebody up in order to prove strength. Maybe there's a change happening. And I noticed a few other things. I have friends of so many countries, but none from Japan. And I was watching Hiroshima and thinking, yes, we had problems. And we had Pearl Harbor, but powerfully we fought back with the atomic bomb and destroyed so much of the future. During that time, the time of the Second World War, probably way before, many nations were building a super bomb. I know Hitler was. I know most countries knew that if they didn't hurry and create a bomb of enormous power, they would lose the war. And so suddenly it became, after Pearl Harbor, we paid back with Hiroshima. And I wonder how much we lost, because the radioactive materials will lie there forever, go into the bodies of our children, of our grandchildren, and definitely of ourselves. I would like to hear comments, because today I decided, a friend once gave me a beautiful cup, and on it says, "Speak your mind, even if your voice trembles." My voice is trembling, but I'm going to speak my mind. Let us begin to create a new world. Jesse, are there any comments?
There are a few. My friend Taylor says, "Hi, Hetty, I love you."
I love you too.
And then Kathy says, "Hello, Hetty." Joe Tripp also says, "Good evening."
Okay. This time, I'm going to ask for comments which are very serious, because I figure now is the time for me to speak. I meditate. Kenny taught me how to meditate, which means I put the issue in front of me and I say, speak to me, tell me. And it has been saying, there's no time like today. We can't afford to wait. And I would like this program to be filled with comments from all of you, what you really feel. I have Jessie with me. Jessie is the granddaughter from whom I ask questions which I seldom ask of people. She looks deep and answers. Years ago I said to her, "Jessie, how do you see the world?" And Jessie said, "Nothing ever dies. It changes its shape, but it continues." And I've been using that as a quote for years, because it's true. Nothing ever dies. And I do not want us to die, because we have so little regard for ourselves that we would rather create Hiroshima than to feed starved people. So, I'd like serious comments. You can all say you love me, because I love you back, or wouldn't be speaking. I've been thinking, I take a subject, put it in front of me, and say, talk to me. Explain yourself. And I have been coming up with the fact that we always want other people to fix things for us. I'm inundated with problems on television, on my iPad. The problems are, they make a real problem, and then they say, donate and I'll fix it. I do not want you to fix it. You've done enough damage, just as I have. But I want to go back and let us fix where we have the problem and begin that way. Let me begin this way. When I meditate and I put the universe in front of me and I say, explain yourself to me. Why? Why do you do the things you do? The universe says, because if I don't fix it, somebody else will. So I don't have to bother. I watch Channel 13 at night. A channel which is in danger of being lost, because it asks questions and it tells truth. And the other night, there was a young man being interrogated, and the young man definitely had facial problems. And he asked, could somebody be a friend to me? Could I have a friend? And the person asking the question said, a boy or a girl? And the answer was, it doesn't matter. I never had a friend. I would like to have what people call a friend. Can I get a friend through this? And I thought to myself, he's asking directly. How can I answer him? I have a program, and I can ask you, and I can ask you to form a new organization. Let us call it Partners in Kindness or Kindness Partnership. Let's use the word partnership because we do things alone. We don't know how to be partners. And I have that from the artist group, Artists in Partnership, who put me on because they do partnership. Could we begin with partnership? Kindness in Partnership is what I am doing now. I am asking those of you who are listening, keep this young man in front of yourself. Would you be willing to be a friend? How would you be a friend? So easy. You have my television program. You can say, tell me what you need. Do you need someone to tell you stories? Do you need to tell me stories? What do you consider friendship to be? Let us begin this way. Let us learn to be partners. And so, I would like to begin a group, which will not be a group, which will not ask for donations ever. It will simply be, go do a deed of kindness. Put it into your heart. You did it. Speak it to yourself. Write it on a note paper. Don't broadcast it to the world. Partnership and goodness should be done privately in your heart. Are there any comments?
There are. Okay. My dad says,
Good.
he says, these words must be spoken so that we don't lose our country. There's so much hate becoming normalized. Let's see. Catherine says, what is your opinion of the state of affairs today?
Excellent. Because we can do things. There was a sports program, and they were trying to find the strongest man in the world. So they had big rocks that people had to throw into a container. Everything equal. Same weight. Same places. And whoever threw it the best way and the fastest way was considered the strongest man in the world. No competition. Not I am better than you. Not you're not good. We are good. Any other comment?
Yes. Lee Winters says, we have more in common with the common man and the world's nations than we do differences. My grandson spoke about it last night. We common people need to connect more through the internet and cause change by looking within to find our common cause of peace and love.
We have all the means now to speak to each other electronically.
Yes.
They are miracles. We never had that before.
And then,
Let us build a different world. Give me your comments. I believe it begins immediately at home. First of all, None of us seem to belong. We're isolated from each other. That boy on Channel 13 who asked for a friend, would somebody be able, Lee, perhaps you, because I know you so well, and you and your family are kind-hearted. Could you, and you are a writer, write to this person and say, what would you like me to do? How can I find a friend first? Any more comments?
Yes. Martha Bilski says, hi, hello all. Ellen Davis Weinstein says, hi there from Atlanta, Georgia. Peter says, it's great to hear your kindness shining through. Ellen also says, we can support others through social media. Stop judging imperfection and lend a thumbs up or shower words of positivity to change somebody's day.
What if we are the problem? We as human beings are afraid to belong. We separate, we divide. This is a vegetable and that is a flower. This is a tree and this is a scrub. Let us stop giving names to divisions. That's one thing. Another thing that I was thinking of in meditating, from birth on, we are told we don't belong. Why do we listen? Why do we listen? I belong. I belong ever since I began to draw, because I could meet people and they spoke to me. When you draw somebody, they talk. And I hear them. Have you ever thought of hearing? Any comments?
Just people saying hi, Hetty, sending hugs, love you.
The love is definite. If I didn't love you, you wouldn't love me. I want more. I want to know what stops us from belonging to the world around us. Are we afraid? For the first time in my life, now that I'm old, I have to have people helping me. The people helping me have also begun to steal. It bothers me terribly. But maybe that's part of human nature. If so, I have to deal with it. I don't have good things in my house to steal. Why are we so afraid of each other? Why did nobody call this young man and say, I will be your friend? Is it so hard? I would like one of you people listening to answer my question. I can wait. I can wait. I want real answers. I want somebody to speak to me and say, why do you need a contribution in order to speak? Have somebody speak for you? Is anybody willing to speak? Jesse, is anybody speaking? Are they just comments saying, I love you?
Yes. Ellen says, you are right. People just want to be listened to.
It's not enough.
Catherine says, sometimes the person identifying themselves online is not real.
That's their problem.
But it's also very valid.
I would like a conversation.
Ellen says, because all focus is on staying safe and thought avoiding potential conflict.
Are we so afraid of living?
I wouldn't say we're afraid of living, but I would say we're afraid of change and difference.
That's true.
Nobody wants to... A lot of people are insecure about themselves, that they don't want to be seen with someone different or doing something different than what
Yes.
other people are used to seeing.
Yes.
And that's why, because we're so focused on how others view us, that we don't worry about other people.
It's true. And that's why we had Hiroshima.
Let's see. Peter says, small acts of kindness are so important, but they are not always easy to do with people not in our immediate environment. Catherine also says, how can we help if the person is not real? It's like the person that is supposed to help but steals. So not real as like, meaning isn't who they say they are. A lot of the time people act like a charity case, but they're really not. And I think that's what was meant. Lee also says, you said people won't hate you if they know you. You are right. There are so many good people among us whom we don't know. I try to make their goodness known through my essays. You, Hetty, are a fine example of that.
Lee also introduced me to something incredible. In Vienna, where I was born, when Hitler came, a group of English people asked people from Austria, Vienna, to let them take their children and send them to safety so the Nazis could not kill them. And they did. There were so many people who took in these children and saved their lives. So people like that do exist. But it needed Lee to let me know them. Maybe we need people not only to answer the young man who asked for a friend. Harvey Wiesenberg fell in love with a beautiful woman who had a little boy, and the little boy was severely handicapped. Harvey and Ellen married, and he adopted the little boy. And for many years, I have known all of them. And people like Harvey and Ellen exist. Could there be more of them? Could we become people who learn to love? But first, would we have to learn to love ourselves and to stop needing to belong, because none of us will ever belong. Who do you belong to? Billions of human beings, or one or two? Find somebody who you can care for. Don't ask for them to care for you. Care for them first. I had a wonderful friend, and she once said, I always wanted to know how people see me. And we experimented with people and realized it's how you see them first that makes them see you. You are the most important person in your universe. But don't give in order to get. It doesn't work. Give because you are a giver. I would like very much for you who are listening, when this program is over, think a minute of why do you feel you don't belong. I had 2 lessons recently. One of them, there was a dance. Gay people never allow themselves to be known as gay because the hate for them was so evil and so mean. And I went to a dance because I have many gay members of my family. And next to me was an Irish activist. And he said, dance with me. And I said, I have a walker with me, a rollator. I have to take it with me. I can't dance without it. And he said, that's okay, we'll do it together. And we stepped on the dance floor. The rollator, Brendan, and I, and we danced. And the floor was empty. And very soon, people stepped on the floor, and I went like this to them. Come, 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 come. People hesitated, and soon timid ones came, and they came. And when people saw others coming, they began to do the same thing and come. And then in the distance, there was a young man who was definitely a dancer. He was long and agile, and he began to dance and pull other people with him. So it just wasn't regular people. Suddenly, the floor was filled with greatness. And when the dance was over, I thought to myself, so all we have to do is to go like this, and people will come. Not right away. It takes time not to be afraid. That's the most important lesson. But how afraid are you to get up and come? How afraid are you to go like this to people? Like the young man who said, I need a friend. Could one of you be a friend? That's my phone. Could we change the world by beginning with us? Answer me. Answer me. Instead of going like this, get up. And if you are too good to be with us, show the world how good you are. Get up like that young man and dance like an artist. But I would like comments on how do we join the world? How do we stop isolating ourselves and asking for somebody to whom to give a donation so that they will speak for us? I'm waiting for answers.
Well, you have a few comments. We are out of time, but we have a few comments and I will read them before we get off.
Yeah, the comments. We're never out of time.
Okay. Peter says, how can we find this child who is looking for friendship? I would be glad to talk and listen to him.
Find out how. Call Channel 13.
And then Tibor says, we live in a brutal world. 80 years ago, the German Nazis were responsible for the Second World War. They killed about 80 million human beings. You were lucky to have escaped, and I was lucky to make it alive under the Nazi jurisdiction for 5 years. Only a few weeks separate us in our age, so far 96. Nazis and their followers had to be subdued military. Only love among the brave, people who resisted, helped to regain our freedom. My experience is in the lyrics of the song, Praise the Lord and Pass the Ammunition.
Tibor is my inspiration. Tibor is my age and has done so much and went through worse hardships than I did. And in other words, you can be in the 90s of age and change the world the way Tibor did.
Martha says, I think most people are starved for affection, and that makes them vulnerable. Therefore, they seek approval from people who will take advantage of them to fill their own void. Therefore, only kindness and love will fix anything. Peter also says, my mother always said that there are more good people than bad. We need to find each other and share our stories. Together we can change the world. And then Ellen also says, I think we should lift our eyes from our busiest moment and show some love. Maybe choose the most miserable or quiet souls around us and just say hello.
Since everybody is speaking of we, start using the word I.
Yes.
I. It is not them. It is I. Could we continue this? Not by saying so, but waking up tomorrow and doing the first step. There would be no groups. I will not start a group and have people sign in and belong. We cannot afford to belong anymore. We have to be ourselves. It must be I and not us. And I love you all. And God bless America. Because I want my America to stop deporting people. Because we need them. Let me get very personal in this. I am now 96 years old. And I need help in so many things. Donald Trump, there will come a time where no matter how much money you have, you cannot afford to have people helping you who are not trained. What we are doing, we're taking the hard workers and throwing them out of our country. And when we need them, they won't exist. I love you all. and I look forward to next week.